Hey everyone, it's RightClick. I am a top 500 Mercy main, and today we are going to be doing some educational content. We're going to be reviewing one of my viewers' games in Diamond to teach them how to get better at Mercy. And this is something I like to do for my community because it's something I feel very confident about, and I feel like I'm able to teach other people about this. And I enjoy it. It's one of my favorite things about content creation. Is to like give back and like teach other people because I had to learn all by myself. I only solo queue. I never really consumed like a lot of Mercy tutorial or educational content when I first started playing, and I still don't really, to be honest. But I've been playing this game for a very long time. I peaked rank 25, which was actually #1 Mercy in North America. So that was very cool. And this season, this season we ended up actually getting to rank 2 again, which was really cool because there's no Mercies in top 150. But anyway, I think we can just like dive in. I'm gonna really quickly talk about just some like expectations for this video quickly to just like set some ground rules on like what's gonna happen, what you can expect. I think this content will be really good for someone who is like genuinely trying to improve at Mercy. Not everything in this video is going to be flashy. The editing is going to be very raw. Like, I don't have time to honestly like edit videos super flashy and like whatever. So if you are genuinely trying to learn, I think this is a great video for you. If you are trying to be like massively entertained, maybe not the right video because this is going to be like very educational. So if you are stuck in a rank that you feel like you don't deserve, or you know, you're like new to playing Overwatch or new to playing Mercy, like I think this will be really, really helpful for you because I think I'm pretty good at coaching other people, and I've had good results where like on average after I do a VOD review for someone, people have told me they climb like an average of 8 ranks, which is really exciting. So it would be going from like bronze 5 to silver 2 or something like that. So feel free to strap in, listen up, and we're gonna dive into this. Before we get started though, I'm just going to quickly explain and quick plug for like how you could get one of these for yourself as well. So there's like 2 ways, and I'll link all this information in the description below. So I have a doc that just kind of goes over this. So over my gameplay review processes, there's like 2. One, you can either pay. It's like $20 on my coffee here, and there's some like additional add-ons, and you can get a better rate too if you like purchase more. There's also a free one, which is what the vast majority of people do. So you don't have to pay. I just offer a paid option if people don't want to wait. Okay, wait, this is actually outdated. Whoops. I literally just noticed that. Ignore that. Oh, fuck. Okay, I'll fix this later. But it's like, actually I fixed it now. Or wait, did I? Okay. Technical difficulties. Anyways, this is old, but you can also earn it for free just by watching my stream on Twitch, which is where I do most of my content creation, and I play Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Oh, it literally says here from 6:30 to 10:30 p.m. Pacific time. And basically all you do then is you'll like go to my Twitch and you just redeem your 50,000 channel points, which will probably take like a couple or a few months to earn, and then send some info in Discord and I'll review it for you. And that's like how it's working for this exact one we're doing right now. This person redeemed, oh wait, actually I think this person might have paid. I'm literally lying, sorry. I think this person did pay, but the vast majority, like 99% of mine are free, okay? And I'll link this info on how you can get one for yourself if you enjoy this content in the bio. And yeah, this is where you would go. This is the coffee. If you want to pay, you would just click on my services and it'll pop up, give you an idea of what you'll be getting, why you should trust me, what you can expect, and just instructions on how to do it. And then you just pay down here. Like I said, if you want to buy, you can buy a package of 3. And if you want them live, you can do them live too. This is an offline one, so I'm doing a recording and I'll post it on YouTube later. Great. And yeah, most people really enjoy it. So I hope you guys are strapped in and ready to enjoy the video. And by the end, we will leave with a note sheet too for the person who, you know, requested this with all the tips I recommend. I sort it into 3 categories. There's the keep doing this category, which is all about like things that they're doing well and I want to see them continue to do. Stop doing this, so things that they like actively should like think about stop doing, and then start doing this is things that they like have not been doing that I think they can incorporate more. And I do it this way because I think it helps, like, this is what you're doing well, this is what you need to like your things that you do that are like hurting you or bring or like holding you back, and then things that you have not started to do or things you're lacking in doing that like I want to see more of. And I think doing it this way can be really helpful for someone. So and yeah, this is just where this is my stream. You would just redeem the points down here in the rewards section. You just like click in the chat and then it's here. Great. So today we'll be doing one for Irithil. They said that they submitted a little bit ago and then their code expired, so this is a little bit outdated, but they're Diamond 2 right now. I updated some of their info, and they said they've been having a hard time in Diamond. This season I dropped from Diamond 1 to Diamond 5. It sounds like they climbed back to Diamond 2, which is great. I know I'm not playing great and I want to improve. It's like I'm on autopilot and go for stupid plays so much when I should really know better. I tried to pick a close game. I hope it's not too long. I'm looking forward to your feedback. Awesome. And I know this other one that they submitted is also a close game, so that is great. And without further ado, here's their note sheet, and we will take notes on here as we go through the review, which we're gonna start now. So let's get the shit going. Let's for some reason it puts the uploaded one down here. Okay, so we're gonna open and let's get started.
Ready for battle.
Great. So here's Irithil. I hope I'm saying it right. Sorry if I'm not. So while we're like loading in, the first thing I would love for you to think about whenever you load into a game is like, what is your game plan? Okay, this is what I always say to people every single time. What is your game plan based on what you know about your team? So what heroes do we have on our team that like work well with Mercy? What heroes do not? Like, what are some areas where we might need to like plug in to like adjust our Mercy gameplay and be adaptable? Because that's something I always recommend. Like, I know everyone thinks Mercy is just like, oh, you just sit on a target and damage boost them the whole game. That is like not the right way to climb on Mercy, especially in Overwatch 2. So actually, just let me finish what I'm saying. It's very important to be like very adaptable on Mercy. Some comps you can get away with damage boosting the majority of the game. Some comps you're going to end up actually having to heal the vast majority of the game. So it's really important to be adaptable. So let's just like review first before any gameplay even starts, like what is my game plan for this game? I'm not just on autopilot, right? Like I'm thinking through like, what do I need to do to bring the most value as possible to Mercy? Because Mercy is the type of hero you're like amplifying other people's impact, right? Like Mercy is a very reactive hero. So to max out the value, you need to like, I'm not going to make you do like calculations in your head, but you need to kind of be thinking about like, you want to get the most out of damage boost in the least amount of time. So you want to think through like, who is the best person to damage boost and when? That's kind of like a key thought process. And so as I'm thinking about that, like to start the game, what am I going to have to do here? So we've got Ana, Hanzo, Soldier, and Sigma. This is a pretty good comp. I like it. I think the Ana and Sigma doesn't super go well together, but that's okay. Like normally I think you'd want something more like Baptiste or something like that. But again, it's ranked. It's just you'll get random comps. So overall, this is actually like a really good comp. Nothing here is gonna like is a glaring issue. It's not like Mercy Lifeweaver. Like actually on the other team, they have Mercy Lifeweaver, which I personally think is the absolute worst support comp. Maybe next to something like, I don't even know, like Mercy Zen or like, I don't know. Or not Mercy Zen, sorry, I like Mercy Zen. Lucio Zen or something like that, where it's gonna just be like painful and ranked. Like I'm not talking about pro play. I just think Mercy Lifeweaver is like very bad. I won't get into it right now, but it's just not good. If you have a question about it, comment below. I can just talk for hours. So mainly what I would do if I were you here is I would like look to initially pocket either like Hanzo or Soldier. Probably like right when they start walking out of spawn, I would pocket Hanzo to like go for that damage boosted assisted headshot one shot on people, especially when he's gonna like spam his arrows. And then I would maybe swap to Soldier as like probably your default pocket will be Soldier, just because he's just gonna get a lot of value out of that. And then I'm going to look to heal Ana whenever she needs help. And Sigma, luckily, is a pretty self-reliant tank. So I think Sigma's honestly one of the best tanks to play with Mercy, so that you can focus mostly on your squishy targets. So that's kind of the game plan if I were you going into this. But you're gonna have to adapt to what's happening. So let's like keep watching. Like sometimes people are just gonna play bad, or someone's gonna go crazy. Your Ana's like a DPS Ana god. And you can maybe damage booster. So it's really important to be adaptable. I like that you're looking around a lot already. This is something I talk a lot about on my stream. And it's one of my four main like core Mercy tips. Like you need to be paying attention. So I like this so far. I love that you're kind of like LARPing as Alari's pylon right now. Like, oh, I would res. Nice. Goodbye. Heal Ana here. Nice. Oh, wait. I don't know why I thought Hanzo died. Uh-oh. Your Ana's kind of... Well, that was unfortunate. I think not a whole lot you could have done there. So let's just keep watching. Mainly what happened was like your team kind of got strangely like separated a little bit where your soldier ran behind your team. Oh shit. I would go to res that. Oh no. Nice. Oh. Sorry, I keep jinxing you. Honestly, I didn't think... I'm not really like looking at their side of the screen, but I was a little surprised too that Hazard already hit ult. Let's just regroup. This has kind of just been a bad start so far. Sometimes it happens. I just think like... Basically they like rolled you guys in the first fight, and then they got ult. Like he got ult first and used it and team wiped your team. That's kind of the story of what's happening. Uh-oh. It's too bad she missed sleep. That probably was going to be a kill. Oh. You guys have no space right now. Your tank needs to push up. If I were you, one thing I would like actively be saying to your tank is like, we need to go take high ground, or we need to like push out. Because your tank is just like... Okay. If they keep going on here, you might need to Velk. I would just Velk right now. Yeah, nice. Because you do not want to die. You're going to need to touch the point probably too. I don't know if Sigma can get on. Nice. Perfect. You're doing exactly probably what I would be doing. This is good. I would just keep sitting on the point. No, no, no. No, no, no. So, he had like overhealth on him. He's also... No, stop that. He's also in the tree. So it's going to be just like really hard to kill him. And whereas he can just one-shot you if he headshots you. So I want you to think to yourself, like, what does it take to win or lose a fight? Whenever you're doing something, like, whenever you're like in a fight, you want to think like, what would it take in your, sorry, in your winning this fight? What would it take to lose this right now? Is like what you should be thinking in your head. Like, what would our team or me have to do for us to like actually end up losing this fight that we're currently winning, and vice versa. If you're in a losing fight, you need to think to yourself, what do we have to do to actually turn this around and like shift the scale towards us winning? So right here, you are in like a massively winning fight so far, right? You're in a 5v3 that's like very much winning. Like their tank is like really low. You don't know this, but like the current status quo of what's happening right here is you're in a winning fight. What would it take for you guys to lose right now? I'm going to tell you, it probably starts with you getting headshot here by Hanzo. Because to lose this, like you would have to get headshot by Hanzo. And I can see a world after like that happens where like, okay, maybe Hanzo lands another headshot on Soldier or whatever. Like, can you see how like it opens the door to you losing this? So I want you to be really, really careful about playing for your life. You don't always do this on Mercy, like especially if you're in the opposite scenario where like, okay, we're gonna lose this no matter what unless I res right now. That's like a very common situation you'll see me in like when I'm streaming. There will be lots of points in time where this fight is over unless I get this res off on like the tank a lot of the time. So you'll see me sometimes just like go for it. And what? Who cares if it works 2 out of 10 times? That's 2 out of 10 times more that we've won the team fight that we were going to lose, right? Versus here, you want to be doing the opposite. You don't need to do crazy plays here. We want to be safe and smart. We just want to heal Sigma. Like, the only way we lose this is maybe Sigma dies or whatever. Maybe you get headshot, then Ana gets headshot. Like, don't open the door, right, for bad things to happen when you're winning. So that would be one piece of advice I would give. Here, I would go high ground with your team.
Need some assistance?
Nice. And I kind of like how you're sitting in the air right now like this. You're less likely to get hit by the projectiles and stuff because you're like, what do I call this? You're like chaining like super jumps in the air, which I like. Now you gotta be a little mindful about the Hanzo across the way. He's lobbing arrows at you guys. Okay.
Not to worry. I'll patch you up.
Okay, I would stop peeking the Hanzo as much as you can. Making me a little nervous. Cause you know he's there, and he's like really the only person that can one-shot you. Maybe Hazard too. Oh no. At least they trade the Genji for you, but the soldier died. Big res from their Mercy. Let's watch that again to see like what we could have done better with movement. So right here, I just think you don't need to be standing right in the Hanzo's line of sight just to begin with. I know you don't die from this, but like I don't know why we're even like standing here because we know Hanzo's here. So it's like, why don't we just like sit over here? We can just make this way simpler on ourselves and like just sit here, right? We don't need to. Oh, I see. Maybe you're trying to help Soldier. I don't know. I just think it would just be a lot easier for you if you just like stood somewhere where you're safe, like right here. There's no reason to keep peeking this line of sight. See the arrows coming in? Like he's like trying to shoot you. I just think like you wouldn't have to be doing all these like acrobatics in order just to end up in the same exact place. See how like we just keep going to this location, which I think ended up being fine on this last one, but I would have liked to see you just make it simple. Like it's like, what do they call it? Keep it simple, stupid. Like just keep it simple for yourself. Just don't have to you don't have to like constantly be G'ing around. Sometimes the best thing you can do is just find a wall where like it's natural cover between you and whoever. Okay, this is a situation where you should Valk and touch. And I would probably go for this. Oh, the res is too far away, but this is good. This is good. Get ready to res Hanzo. I'm not get hit by that. Nice. Nice. Really good. Really good. Wow, I don't know why you're... Oh my god, do not C9, do not C9. Your tank went Orisa, the slowest fucking tank. Oh no, Moira died. I don't hate the res, to be honest, but I think you might have been able to just live and pocket the Orisa and save res for Orisa. We're just trying to like think about it. I honestly, I might have gone for this res here too. Let's see. Okay, so there's a better way to do this res. So I didn't even realize this before, but yeah, okay, the soul's right here. Instead of resing like right in front of all of them, you probably could have just resed. Well, Hanzo is up there. I don't know. You're kind of in a bad situation here, but I was gonna say try to grab the soul and pull it behind here. I don't know if it would have worked, but I think it probably would have been better than what you're doing here, where you're just like in front of every single person. You're not even like really using the tree. Like, look, like everyone is just locked onto you right now. Like we can cycle through all of them, but oh wait, that's Mercy. Genji's currently shooting you. Lifeweaver's currently shooting you. Hazard's currently shooting you. Hanzo's currently shooting you, right? So like you're very exposed right here. So I think it would be better if instead of resing right here, like if you really want to get this res off, I would probably like GA to it and then pull yourself around here like and grab the soul, because the soul is right here. Like you can definitely res behind natural cover, which is why I always recommend like try to always use natural cover on Mercy. But beyond that, I don't know if you need to go for this res here yet. I think it's better, just you'll learn this over time the more you play, but res on tank is like really, really powerful. More than like on anyone else, unless they have like an ult you desperately need or something like that. Res on tank is huge because tank, there's only one of them and they decide like, do I have a tank? Then yes, I can take space. Do I have a tank? Then yes, I can hold space. Do I have no tank? It's like a lot harder to take or hold space. And so I would personally just like yellow beam this Orisa. Like in hindsight, right? Like I might have gone for this res too or something, but I think the better play actually here is to just like try to heal Orisa for as long as you can and then go for a last second res if you want to maximize your chance of winning this fight. Just like Moira's gonna get back kind of fast because Moira just like comes back quickly, but she might even come back on Curie. Like you don't know, she might just TP out of spawn too. But I guess what I'm saying is it's might be better to just like let Moira respawn and like try to heal Orisa for as long as possible and then res her versus like doing a 1-for-1 trade here with Moira. And like I just think it's not the play if you want to like actually, because the skills right now are like this, right? Like we've got the enemy team, or I don't know which one's better right, on a scale, whatever. The enemy team's like so far ahead of you that like what you need to like bring this back is for like you to res the tank to get it back to like something like this or like even like this. Like to make it possible to win, we need to get like res on tank, I think. You can't just like res Moira and get like this and then like die. It's like not enough oomph, if that makes sense. Like there's like, I'm trying to remember what this is for, but it's like an EKG or whatever, I don't even know. But you need enough like activation energy for like whatever to happen. It's kind of like that, like to come back in a fight in Overwatch, a lot of the time you need enough like activation energy to like tip the scales. And like where do we get that activation energy? It's like from rezzing the Orisa here, I think. Also, yeah, I don't know what happened there with your Moira. Maybe she had already faded. Yeah, I think it might have been better to just like try to help Orisa for as long as possible while she touches cart and then go for the res on her. Okay, I really don't like your positioning right now. Yeah. I think it's good you swap spawns here and just like kind of reset, but I would love to see you do more of like, I don't know the proper term for this. I don't like consume like Mercy educational content. I don't know what other people call these things, but you can do something on Mercy where you like, instead of just canceling your GA here and sitting in front of everyone, I would love to see you, oops, I would love to see you fly and then just immediately turn around and use the second part of your GA to like get out behind natural cover. Like right here, I would love to see you fly to Hanzo and then like spin your screen around and like fly back here once you have beam on him, right? Like we don't need to be like, I don't know, like sitting right here with the Hanzo. I'm honestly more afraid he's gonna turn and shoot you than he is the Hanzo here. Like he might even be looking at you right now. Let me see. He's looking at Moira. But you end up getting like messed up here because you like overstayed when their team had space and your team wasn't back yet. You end up staggering because of that. So yeah, I would love to see you do like fly in, turn around, and then fly out. And you can chain these a lot. Because by the time you like finish your GA, you can kind of start flying back to them already. And the beam, because it lingers for a while, it like, you can like reposition while keeping your beam on something.
Careful. That's my expert opinion.
Hold the payload.
Yeah, your team is just like stagger.
I'm here to support.
Your team is just kind of getting owned. I don't know. Like, I just feel like everyone, like their team is just doing a lot better. I don't know how else to put it. Like, it just feels like it's like a team gap right now. Okay, let's skip ahead.
Ready.
Actually, now's a good time. Let's like take some notes. So keep doing this. I like that you like look around a lot. This is one of like my four mercy tips. Like look around a lot on mercy to like be aware of where your team is standing and who needs help. Like based on the color of their hero models and based on the color of their hero models and a little bit and their like positioning relative to the enemy team slash like it's gonna kind of be map dependent too. I kind of think you need to start looking around more on mercy to be aware of where the enemy team is standing and like who can contest you and potentially you. um this would be like you would judge this based on like the hero that like the heroes on the enemy team and their positioning relative to you. So for example, like Hanzo can one shot you, so whereas like Lifeweaver not. So Hanzo would be a scarier target and you'd want to avoid his line of sight. Does that make sense? So it's like I think you're doing a pretty good job of actually being very aware of where your team is. I think you are not doing a great job of being aware of like where the enemy team is and like who is a scary target and like responding to that quickly. I'm gonna like add a little thing here where like if you see you are exposed to a like scary target, then I want you to get to natural cover and remove easy access to you ASAP. So remember how on that second point defense when he was just lobbing arrows in that sight line that he had when he was like on the top left, wait, left for you guys like that, but on the top left, and I was like, I wish you would stop peeking him. Like this is what I'm talking about. So like you were continually exposing yourself to like open up the door to get headshot by Hanzo. Whereas if you just stood behind that wall and like literally just LARPed as like a Alari pylon for a second or two, like you probably wouldn't have been exposed to that risk, right? So I think just like trying to find natural cover is really important. And sometimes that means just standing still or just like doing a little AD strafe or whatever, just like moving your keys a little bit. So you're just moving a little bit in place can be really helpful. So I would love to see you do that. I would stop like using your gun in a winning fight versus a like scary target. I was nervous on second point defense when you were blocking the overhealth Hanzo, who was like standing in slash like next to the tree, because if you die slash get headshot, you would open the door to your team losing that fight that your team was very ahead in. Like try to be like mindful about what it would take to either one like lose a winning fight or two win a losing fight. This is for example like you might need to like block the enemy widow or res your tank after they die. This is for example like just like die. Like just like die. I don't know how to put it. It often is just like dying or lose a winning fight, dying, or like sometimes it's like not sticking with a target on your team who is up, or it's like not healing your tank enough and letting them die. Then you totally lose. Like it's like such a momentum swing when you do or do not have a tank. Like just like binary, like do I have a tank? Like your team is so much better off than like do I not have a tank? You are gonna struggle in a lot of ways. So try to think through stuff like this, and it should inform your actions on like what you do. So you'd want to be like proactively thinking about this before you even take the Glock out, or like quickly responding. Like sometimes on stream I'll be like, wait, I just need to like not die right now, and we'll win. I'll even say that out loud, and I'll like catch myself, and I'll just like, oh, let me just like play safe. So I'd love to see that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I mentioned. Look around a lot. Use your gun. Using your gun is bad. Yeah, like put the gun away in general. Look around a lot. Use natural cover. Yeah, I mean, this pretty much covers it. So let's swap back. Keep going now. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. So now we're on a different comp. I don't know if this is the best map for this because what is this map? Oh my god, I cannot remember the name. I almost said Rialto. I'm the worst with these map names. Dorado. This is Dorado, I think. Hope. Dorado I think is very like high ground oriented, and so I think just like in general Hog and like Mercy Zen, like a comp like this is not terrible. I actually really like Mercy Zen. I think it's the most fun Mercy comp for me. I really enjoy it. But my problem with it a little bit is on a map like this, I don't think it's super effective. Whereas on something like Junkertown, which just has like massive sight lines like across the whole map, and it really like favors like long range heroes, like this type of comp could be really good, especially if you swapped like Hog for Sigma. This is a beautiful comp. I really like it. It's like a ton of damage from really far away. It's a poke comp. But this, I don't know if it's going to work as well on a map like this where you need to like kind of take high ground from them. I'm a little nervous. So in my head, how do we make it work though? Like, what do I need to adapt to do on Mercy to make this work? I think you're going to need to heal a lot. I think Hog is going to probably take a lot of damage. I would probably be like almost always in a position to like sit on him with healing beam when nothing is happening. Like my default state is probably healing Hog here. Just being honest, like I think it's what's gonna have to happen. He's probably gonna take a lot of damage, and you're gonna have to heal. And Zen's probably gonna have to keep orb on him. And then I would also look for opportunities to damage boost impactful things that these three heroes are doing. So one thing, just a tip: whenever you're playing with Zen, wait for him. Like just while everything else is going on, just in the back of your head, I'm waiting to see when he's getting close to throwing his 5 orbs, and I'm gonna quickly put damage boost on him. Why? Because that is a sliver of time. Like damage boost, like the way to get the max value out of it, if you think of it, is like almost like a fraction. It's like in the numerator, it's going to be like damage amplified over like time spent damage boosting. And you want to have basically like as high ROI or like return on investment as possible. So this is getting a little like mathematical, but like basically you want to get the most value out of damage boost in the least amount of time, right? So like sitting on Soldier damage boosting him while he like runs around the map and does nothing like is a complete waste of time. Maybe it's going to make your damage boost percent go up to 60%. Yippee! I got 60% damage boost. Who cares? Like, are we winning the game or not? Is what really matters. And so the way to actually get like massive value on Mercy is high actions per minute. Like you want to constantly have your beam doing something mathematically. Like whether that's like Hog has missing 50 health and I quickly swap it to him to heal him just for that 50 health, and then I swap back to damage boosting. High ROI, right? I didn't have to sit on him at full HP with my healing beam. I swapped it on when he took damage and I swapped it off. Like I'm utilizing it always to its full potential, right? So I really want to see you a lot of the time like looking to damage boost Zen 5 orbs, Ash Dynamite, Soldier whenever he like shoots it, like goes for like some sort of play or is off angling or something. Like just look for impactful times to help, or Hog hook someone, damage boost. But otherwise, I think a lot of this time you're gonna need to be healing Hog. So I would be like always keeping an eye on everyone, and just in general, to be honest, just healing. Damage, loved it. Love it. Exactly, exactly. Look, look. Who gives a that you have to, you're healing a lot right now? Who cares? You damage boosted when it mattered, and that's what's important. Damage boost, like, is really not even that good of an ability, especially in Overwatch 2. In Overwatch 1, I'll give it to people, like, damage boost was very strong, like Ash would one-shot people, but in Overwatch 2, it's really not. So I would love to see you just making sure you're always doing something with Mercy's beam. I love that you just smacked him. Not sarcastic, I'm serious. Like, I like that because, again, oh, thanks. It like adds value, right? Like, you're adding value. You're constantly mathematically doing something. When you had nothing else to do there, you smacked him for 30 damage. Amazing. It shifts the scales that much more towards your team's favor. I would not stand here. You're asking to die. Yeah, don't go in that window. Really quickly, let's just talk about, because I've noticed I almost said something earlier when you like flew up here during the fight. Let's just like briefly talk about this concept of like, I don't know if this is like a real concept. This is just how I think about things. Okay, you guys, let me split it. Okay, so right here, we're going to talk about like ally versus enemy territory or like space. So it just is, this is going to be very map dependent, but in general, it's going to be split into like 3 quadrants, which you can kind of, or not quadrants, 3 quadrants, 3 whatever. What's the 3 term for that? I don't know. 3 spaces. So back here, I'm trying to like help you guys so you can see. To the left of like here is enemy space, right? Like everything over here is enemy space. And I would even like go through this building. This is like enemy space, right? They own this space. This right here even too. They own like pretty much everything like behind this is enemy space. Then we have ally space. Where's space that like we're currently controlling and is like very safe for us and like they would have to like really dive into to like get us. It's like everything from like the payload back, right? And then we've got what I call like contested territory, which is the stuff in the middle where like shit is going down, okay? Like we are fighting in here. I keep seeing you, or like I've seen it a couple times. I think you will like fly into contested territory or even enemy territory a little bit too much, okay? On first point, back here, remember, this was still, I would kind of consider to be like contested or enemy territory, even though you guys are winning the fight. And that can, what can happen? If you fly there, you are putting yourself at risk. We want to avoid scary targets. And where are scary targets? Let's watch this. Where are the scary targets? They're in this building. So why are we like just like knowing how this game like templatized in our mind? Like where is the enemy team? They are standing back here in this corner. Like they do every single game you've ever played on this map at a once you play enough, like and you're playing with more skilled teammates and skilled enemies. Where is everyone? They are back here. So why are we going up here? Why? There is just no reason, right? Like we are asking to die. No reason. Like what do we gain from doing something like this? Nothing really, right? We are not gaining anything. Imagine if you instead just went back here, right? Or even like over here. We would gain so much more versus you are opening up the door again. Like what if Hanzo, oops, sorry. What if Hanzo's pushing through here right now and decides to shoot you? Genji actually was, but you're kind of lucky it's not Hanzo and he doesn't headshot you here, right? There's just no reason. So let's just like not here. Mercy's all about like making the right decision over and over and over again. And it's not always a hard decision, right? Like, I'm gonna be honest, some of this stuff is not that hard. Like, it's not like rocket science to not fly into the enemy's face. Okay, I don't know if we hit him once, but the idea is there. I would just recommend in general, don't use your gun unless it's like that was passable. But in Valk, like chaining heal beam is actually really, really powerful. No. Okay. Next time we finish this, I'm adding Rez Checklist to the this is another one of my core things for people that are playing Mercy. I'm adding Rez Checklist to what you should do before you res, and you know what, I'm gonna do it right now so I can just write it down for you. Let's go here because I'm shocked you didn't die, or I guess we'll see what happens. But basically you need to use the Rez checklist and like stop doing risky rezzes. And I'm gonna even call it stop like creating risky rezzes for yourself that like otherwise could be safer. Okay, so in your head, you're not obviously not gonna be able to do this every time, like right, you to quickly make a decision there, but the more you kind of think through these general concepts like vaguely in your mind, you're obviously not gonna be checking them off before you res, but like just acknowledging it in your brain and like thinking this through. Like first I want you to think, 1, am I going to die doing this res? If this is the answer is yes, in general, and this is not always the case, but in general, don't do the res. 2, is another teammate on my team, like who is currently dying, going to die because I forego healing them and instead res someone? If the answer to this is yes, typically you don't want to do it because you're going to do a 1-for-1, right? You're going to let someone else die, say they're burning from ash dynamite, they're ticking down, their health's and oh, I'm just going to press res. No, you want to heal them first, then go for the res. And then third is my res target going to die after I res them because the team fight is like over already, or I'm resing them in a very vulnerable place? If the answer to this is yes, typically don't res them. You're just gonna stagger them. And obviously, there are exceptions to this. I would say this works like 8 out of 10 times. Like you typically want to follow these rules, but sometimes it's like we're massively losing this fight and we need a res on tank, and so I might die for it, but it's gonna be worth to trade myself out for the tank. There are times where that's the case. This is not a time for that, right? Like doing this res right here, it was not the time. And then we'll go back and watch it and I'll show you. But what was the other thing I said? Oh yeah, stop, like, it kind of like goes to here. I'm gonna say like also stop flying, or like here, also start like repositioning into like allied territory or like safer contested territory instead of flying into like contested / like enemy territory and increasing risk. Okay, so those are my main 2 things. Let's go back to watching. But this is what I'm talking about. There is no reason we need to res right here. He dies, yes, but why are we rezzing like right in front of their face? We need to be rezzing here, right? This res should be happening where I'm currently standing. Why? Because we're using natural cover. See how we're blocking everyone's vision versus see how you're like in everyone's vision right now? Like if Mercy was, well, she probably needs to heal here, but you are getting like absolutely smashed by this Life Weaver.
That should do it.
Because you're rezzing right in his face. There's just like no reason to do that, right? I'm surprised you don't die there. Because you were just so exposed. It's like so exposed. I'll do it one more time just so I can like be very clear about like how exposed you are to the enemy team. I'm like shocked you don't die. Look. No. This needs to happen. This needs to happen where you're currently standing, right? Like imagine you rezzed it like right here. Right? It's just a slight little thing, but the more you do this every time, you close the door on like all of these opportunities for you to die, right? And you get that many more rezzes off and you get that many more wins. Like it just like funnels up. Like making the decision, it starts down here. Making the decision to like always do things behind natural cover for like as much as you possibly can, right? No one's perfect. I make tons of mistakes when I'm streaming, even though I've hit rank 1 and I'm consistently one of the best. Like everyone makes mistakes, but why am I that rank? Because I very consistently do small things right. Like I very consistently will res and get the res off behind natural cover. I very consistently like will damage boost my Zen's 5 orbs, right? I very consistently will, you know, get reses on tanks off. Like, I very consistently do the things that actually provide the activation energy for us to, like, win a team fight. Does that make sense? Okay, I hope that made sense. Obviously, I'm not talking to anyone, so I don't know if it did, but I hope it does. And if it doesn't, leave a comment and ask me what the hell I was talking about. Say, hey, RightClick, what the fuck was that? Wow, I have to probably bleep all this. I just realized. Whatever. Okay, you guys end up winning. You managed to not die, so that's good. But you can see how if you don't get the res there, you're down 2 people now. You know, it's like very risky. Like, it's like very much like either we have all 5 people alive now, or we have only 3. I also think this was another situation where you just like didn't really need to do that. So right here, I would love to see, instead of you going sideways like that, like see how you just went sideways, please like quickly turn your mouse around and just like fly back down over here. Okay, you can just go like completely back to where you came from. Versus why we reposition in a spot where he can just continue to shoot you, right? Imagine you had just flown immediately like around this corner. It just is like, again, just for some reason we are being too risky with how we are. So what's gonna happen here? Amazing. Amazing. It didn't work. I don't really care. Amazing. I'm glad you did that. Yeah, damage boost, nice. Nice. Like, I don't really care that it didn't work in that situation. I more care that the thought process was there to like, okay, I need to res this behind natural cover. Like, I'm really glad you did that. Look, love it, love it, love it. How do we quickly make it so they can't affect us? Let's watch this again. A lot of the time, you want to literally, if this helps you, like, just literally think to yourself, if I was the Lari Pylon, where would I want to be so they couldn't break me? It's like pretty much the exact same thing as Mercy. You're like a living Alari Pylon. Yeah, if we could just throw Alari's Pylon wherever, would we throw it here? In front of everyone? Or would we throw it, like, right here, where it can heal behind natural cover? We'd throw it behind the natural cover, right? We would make it as hard as possible for them to break. So I'm always thinking to myself, you can use kind of a heuristic. It's like a 2-part heuristic. Oh my god. Oh, nice, nice. Okay. Use a 2-part. No. Okay. Oh fuck, sorry. No. I don't like this res. We went back to like not. Oh wait. Sorry, I'm skipping behind too much. Okay, right here. When we go for this res, please do not do this. So, actually, let me go back really quick to my notes because I forgot one part. Is it, am I gonna die on the checklist? Is, am I gonna die doing this res? Let's do, am I gonna die or be interrupted doing this res? Okay. Hazard is actually really good at interrupting Mercy res. And there are just certain heroes that are. Like Diva, amazing at interrupting. It's like if you touch Mercy with your boosters, like it just ruins everything. Like even just touching her barely just boops Mercy super far away. Same with Lucio. Lucio's boop, now that they buffed it a while ago, really breaks your res a lot. His wall will break your res a lot. So instead of doing this, I would love to see you like grab this and pull it under into here. Okay, this is one nice thing about rezzing someone on high ground in Velk is you can pull safely under the under the roof or under the ceiling and get off the res. Versus here, like why take the risk of him walling you, right? Instead, just grab this and pull it under. Okay. Oh no. Okay, they're just using the second part of your GA to get away. Let's watch one more time. Here, to be honest, versus like locking him, I'd rather see you just go up and pocket MG. Actually, it's fine. It's fine. But I think you need to be like really responsive to Genji here once you see critical, which you are. But I think you like just canceled your GA. I'm not sure why. Like in general, I find it helpful to like. I don't know if you panicked or what happened there, but if you watch me when I play, I do a lot of like a GA towards the target and then I turn around and I come back. GA towards the target, turn around and come back. And my beam is like stretching like across the entire map like every time I'm doing it. It's because I'm just like repositioning to places that are safe. Like, I don't know how to explain this because you're probably like, well, I didn't expect him to all like blah, blah, blah. But like you can just avoid situations like this a lot if you just always reposition back to like a safe place. Versus like canceling your GA in the middle of the open area. Like if you're just like always kind of like in very fast movement with Mercy, you can carry the momentum to like help you dodge things like that too. So I would just have liked to see you like at least use the second part of your GA. And look, we're having to heal a lot. Who cares? Who cares? Okay, I don't know why Zarya just dropped with full HP, but she did. And look, I would want to see you damage boost that 5 orb. Damage boost, nice. We're trying to get as much value, damage boost the 5 orb, as much value out of Zen. Oh, sorry, out of damage boost as possible. I would res that. He's tranking you. Wait, kind of what you did right here. This is the type of movement I want to see. See how you just like flew here and then flew away? I want to see more of stuff like this, like, and then get out and then fly again.
Feeling more powerful?
Feeling spry.
You can combine Mercy Res with Zen ult a lot to like get it off. So just as a heads up. Like if the Zen ult ends up being bad or something, but there's at least someone to res, you can use Zen ult as like a way to secure the res. As long as you are not standing, for example, in front of Hanzo where he can just one-shot you fully. Most of the time you will like live through it. Zarya keeps getting knocked off high ground, which is gonna make it really hard for you guys to push the cart. Okay, yeah, again, don't peek Hanzo. Yeah, like I think you just are really struggling to like you're always looking around to help your team, which is good, but you need to get in the habit of doing both. Looking around to help your team as well as looking around who is gonna hurt me. And I need you to be really careful because like we keep peeking Hanzo here. It even happened again. You got shot again because you just keep flying in front of their face, right? Like look, I literally see you looking around to help your team, but you are not like not processing like where the enemy team is. I really want like you to see what's happening here because I think it really helps to see it from like the enemy team's perspective. You are like just continually standing in front of them. Like there's like just no reason really to be like there. Or if you are gonna try to like bait them to shoot you, which I do think is a legitimate strategy you can do on Mercy, I would just highly recommend you do it in a way where you're like evasive and like moving around a lot. Wait, I didn't see this last fight, so I'm just gonna go back really quick. I don't know if you could have saved Soldier, but I wouldn't leave him when he's getting like attacked by the hazard.
We're moving out. Expect resistance.
Also, in general, I'm gonna say doing a crouch super jump really locks you into a very predictable movement. Oh, you might have been better off just doing like moving your head up to do the super jump than doing the crouch super jump. Because crouch just makes you go like up perfectly in this motion, whereas if you, even if you sometimes are trying to go straight up when you do like change your camera angle and then press spacebar, you won't perfectly go up and then it will still throw off their like what they're doing. So in general, I really recommend not doing crouch super jump unless you're just chaining them to sit in the air permanently. Oh, nice. And then nice. Love it. This is good. Drop. Nice. Nice. I would trade spots with him. Rez behind natural cover. Rez. Nice. Great. Great job. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Really, really good. Love the damage boost there. Good. Nice. This is all really good. Nice. I would just damage boost. Yeah. Okay, well, your Zarya is struggling. Oh my god. Wait. Oh, okay. I was like, don't tell me you guys lose here. Oh no. Oh, your Zarya just is really struggling. I think you can Rez. Oh, maybe not. They probably went away already. I would just heal. Nice. You don't always have to damage boost an impactful ult. Sometimes you just need them to live through the ult. Like there, you got a lot of value actually out of just healing him. Because he was able to output a lot of damage and like kind of buy your team time to kind of regroup and like start taking advantage. This is really good. You are doing a great job of balancing healing right now. This is very, very good. Like really, really, really good. The only time I typically will take my gun out, if you really, really want to, is if they're grabbed and they like literally you cannot miss any bullets. Like, that can be a pretty good time to take it out because typically I feel like doing it and shooting them in the head especially is going to be higher damage than damage boost. But pretty much otherwise I would just damage boost unless they like really are struggling. Like your Zarya was struggling a lot there. It might have been good to like try to help, but I think that's more in her like not being able to aim.
Do you even need more power?
Okay.
Checking in.
How much time we got left? Okay, 3 more minutes. Okay, so I knew he was there. I'm trying to see if you knew he was there because I can see their character models through the wall. Okay, I can hear him, right? I know he's there. I see his bullets coming here. Again, Hanzo's barely missing you from up here, right? So if we know Genji's up here, why are we doing this? And we know Hanzo's here. Why are we going there? Right? Like, why not just... I really want to like nail this in because I think this is like a problem for you. Just don't fly to places where like the enemy has access to you. So like right here, instead of going like this and you're like going up into the Genji's face, like who for all you know is like standing right here ready to kill you. Like instead of doing that, just put beam on Genji and like fly back over here. Like just fly safely away. Like why are we doing this? Like look. Like if Hanzo's like you could die here. It just try to like not be in the enemy's vision, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And I guess I keep saying it, but I'm really trying to nail it home for you. Like don't be like, okay, well that kind of sucked, but don't be like in the enemy's vision. I didn't even realize he was behind you, but
30 seconds remaining.
yeah, like
My skills are still needed.
I just think a lot of the time you're like very aware of where your team is, which is an awesome thing. Like it's really, really important and will help inform a lot of your decisions. I think you just don't have the second piece quite down yet, which is like also like being very aware of the enemy's position and like striking a good balance of doing both at the same time. Okay, you need to res this. I would res. You need to res. Nice. Even if you die there, I feel like you need to res. I think the movement can be like a little bit better too. It's a little clunky where a lot of the time you're like not in like you're just like always in the same location. I don't know how to explain this. Like we need to be like evasive, like and like confusing. This was like predictable, right? Like let's watch this again from Hanzo's perspective. I just think watching from the enemy's perspective really, really helps. So he sees you GA, and where does he think you're gonna go? Like finish your GA in the same direction. I would love to see you just like move your mouse around randomly so you like, not randomly, but just once you get the feel of it, like try to go a different direction so it's not predictable. 'Cause he like predicted you going that way. Watch. So you get the res, which is awesome. Like, again, we needed to res there. But look, I wish you used the second part of your GA instead of going forward, because look, he's predicting you, right? He's lining up in front of you. Instead of that, go backwards. Like, let's watch this again from your perspective. Go into this little room. I would love to see you right here. When you GA, instead of like finishing in a very predictable way, go turn your entire face around and go over here, right? Like, how awesome would it be if you were right here right now? Like, no one can touch you. You are totally safe. You can see your team. You can see the people who you need to heal, but you're not exposed to the enemy team. See how it's like a two-part thing? You want to see your team and be able to access them, but you want to deny access to the enemy team. I think it's all coming back to like, yeah, like, I think we are just like, don't think enough about like, and I know you're going to be like, well, it was just like the heat of the moment, but I really want to drive home. Like, I'm constantly thinking about when I'm playing Mercy, how can I move in like confusing ways that like throw the enemy off? And like, I think there is just like not a ton of thought process in your gameplay from what I can tell of that here. Like, I can't see you like actively thinking to yourself like, oh, how do I move in a predictable way while healing my team that will also save them? That will, wait, that will also, I don't know what I just said. How do I move in a predictable way that will like, where I can help my team the entire time, but also evade the enemy team? And you need to strike a good balance of doing both. And I think it's like undervalued, like how hard it is to do that. So it's obviously, this is like difficult. And I really want to drive home to, like, I think it's very good that you just keep paying attention to your team. Like, a lot of people don't do that on Mercy, so I think you're like really doing a good job of that. I would love to see you like just be a little bit more thoughtful about de-risking like your exposure to the enemy team. Okay. I also would like highly recommend you stop saying hello to them when they like don't know you're there. I think you're just like asking to die. I've like noticed it like a few times this time. I don't know. I was wondering if like you're accidentally pressing it, but it's like I would highly recommend you stop saying like hello to people and like alerting them to your presence when they don't know you're there, or like, yeah, there's just like no reason to like call any more attention to yourself. So I would like not be spamming hello in front of them. Okay, so let's like round this out with some notes. For example, I think that last fight on offense for you guys was a good example of like, I think if you had played it better and hadn't died right there, you could have potentially won the fight. I feel like was possible. I try to point out areas where like in a close loss, like where you actually could have changed the game. There were like a few of those, and then I think there were a few of like you could have died here, but you luckily didn't as well. Okay, what was I talking about? I would also like stop saying hello to the enemy team during the fight / like when they can see, when they like don't know you're there, because you're revealing your presence and like aggroing. I'm trying to think what else I've talked about. I would say like I might need to make the font a little smaller. I'm gonna add one more to like start doing this, or I'll just hide it down here. Start like moving more unpredictably and like thinking about the best way to like move to throw off the like enemy team from their perspective. So like the logic would be like, I am dying. I am using GA. Hanzo is probably like leading me with his arrow. So instead of going straight forward in the path I'm already facing, I turn around. I turn like around and finish my GA in the opposite direction. Hanzo misses arrow. Like, this is like the sequence of events that I would love to see happen. Does that make sense? I hope it's helpful. Like, I just think you kind of need to think about it from like their perspective and how can you like deny them that. Okay, I'm gonna pull this up a little bit more. Okay, we're overflowing a little bit, but here are your final notes. The main things I would like you to leave this doing are please stand behind natural cover. Like these two, like this I think is like one of your biggest problems. Please think more about this. And honestly, I think a lot of like your issues are stemming from just like being overly exposed to the enemy team. So I really think it's like mainly I would like to see you work on just like being very thoughtful in the same way you're thoughtful about helping your team, but be thoughtful about how you're positioning and exposed to the enemy team as well. And I think if you can do both, it's going to be really big for you. Whereas I think you're doing a good job now of like in general, like you're very aware of where your team is. I think you're similarly like unaware of, or like how do you say, similarly but in the other way, like unaware of what's happening with the enemy team. Okay, I hope that's helpful. If you guys enjoyed, like I talked about before, you can check the description below to get links to like my stream, my gameplay review processes. Like if you either want to pay, you can go to my coffee from there, or you can earn the channel points by watching me. But if you enjoyed, I would appreciate if you would like subscribe. I'm going to post a lot more educational content on my YouTube channel and probably my TikTok too. So check out my other socials. But yeah, likes and comments and subscribes really help because like it takes a lot of work to make this content. This isn't my full-time job, so I really do appreciate it. So if I helped you in any way, I'd appreciate if you would help me by doing something like that. And yeah, and let me know if you have any other questions or if there's anything you like disagreed about with what I said or anything that like really resonated with you. Let me know in the comments below. Okay, thank you guys again so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.